What's up? The long-awaited video is finally getting filmed. I'm excited, if you couldn't tell. So, what I'm going to be talking about pretty much is the true crime memorabilia that I have. I have a lot to get through. I'm gonna have to make this a two-part video though, because there's a lot and I don't want to miss anything, if that makes sense. I prepared some notes just so I make sure to hit all the top points because I don't want to miss anything. So we're just going to get started, and I want to throw out a little disclaimer. Some of the stuff is pretty graphic, so I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I will just do a little overview of everything. And so if you can't stomach it, maybe you should skip this video, but other than that, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe, subscribe, because it does support me and my channel, and I appreciate it so much. So we're going to get into the first one, which is this piece that I have. This is just a John Steinbeck book. Sorry, it's backwards. But it's not like anyone because it was signed by a convicted murderer. He put his initials on each side. His name was Damien Echols, so he signed the back. He was part of the West Memphis Three, and he was sentenced to death originally. He was convicted between the years of 1993 and 1994 for the murder of 3 boys who were all in their teens. And later on, during his trial, they found that the DNA that was found on the bodies didn't match his or the other 2 people that he had been convicted with. So eventually he had moved to New York after his release. Even though he was sentenced to death, he was released. But there is a little bit of background information that says that he experienced psychotic euphoria at a young age, where he pretty much thought that he was this higher power entity. So if you want a video all about that, let me know in the comments down below, or if you follow me on Instagram, hey Jackie, just message me, because this would be something I'd really like to get into. So that's piece number 1. Number 2 is something that I want to get this framed just because I think like the detail is super cool. And I like it, but I don't know if I should put it up on the wall because it might be like I'm putting the person on a pedestal or something. So this is by Howard M. Belcher, who was convicted in 2002 for murdering gay men, and he was known for having sex with the victim after he had murdered them, and he was also known for strangulation while also running the gas in the oven to kill his victims. So I just want to throw it out there that I'm not going to go into great detail with all of these people who have been convicted or were convicted and now are free. I do want to get into like greater detail about each person as the Forensic Files series I have going on continues, because I think that'd be kind of cool, and I'm sure you guys would like it. So this next one, I have to get close and personal, is just a hand-drawn turkey, chicken, peacock. I don't know what this is. It's one of those birds. So this is by Patrick Wayne Carney, and he was known as the Freeway Killer. So unlike Freeway Killers where he would just pick up hitchhikers, he was very quick about it. I don't know, it's crazy. I find this kind of like, I don't know. I guess because of my background, it's kind of normal to me to hear these things. So he preyed on young men, mostly that were hitchhikers or those that were in gay bars. He would murder his victims and dispose of their remains. And so he was known for killing these people and then sexually assaulting the bodies after they were killed. On the back of it, it just has like, it looks like it was from a typewriter or maybe just a computer. It was, on the back it says Martin Harmless, 18. The streets were crowded with people scurrying about in and then types were going. So it never finished. I'd like to have known what it said. Let's see. So the next 2 photos I have are actually photos of convicted felons. And yeah. So the first one, we have somebody who's known notoriously, which is Gary Bowles. He has pretty much the face where you could recognize him if you've seen him. He's pretty popular. I gotta adjust myself. So this photo was taken in 2006. So pretty much what his first victim was exposed to was a strangulation. Like the others, we have a growing trend here. So he's exposed to strangulation, and this was only shortly after Gary Bowles was offered a place to live with the man. So he also murdered other men on top of this, which is something else I want to get into. I do want to get into detail with all of these because there's a lot to go on about. But anyhow, he was executed by lethal injection. So I'll just show you this one more time. There he is. If you look him up, like, there's so much information on him. The next one, the photo next to him, this guy is huge. He's 6'3". When this photo was taken, was 275 pounds with 20-inch arms. So he was beefy. He was huge, totally jacked. 32-inch waist, 57 years old, and you could see, like, just by the photo, how big this guy was. Like, scary. So he was known as Dr. Crazy and was convicted for 2 victims, again by strangulation. I have a growing trend here. I really wish, like, there was something else, like, you know, to talk about, but everybody's so far as the strangulation. This next one is a handwritten letter from Lacey Givens. So you can see it's like almost a 2-page letter. So Givens had shot and killed her victim along with her husband, while the husband had killed another victim. They both belonged to some Nazi group organization thing. So she specifically had shot and killed the victim in the head, and after that she set fire to the victims with her husband. So they had a total of 2 victims, 1 each, and they, well, not the husband, but she had life without parole in prison. She's still there. And I think, no, it's not this one, sorry, that's another girl that I have. The next one and last one I have for today, because I do have about 6 more, is Diana Lumbrera. She had 47 victims, mostly all of her children, which were given to her. So they're not necessarily her biological children, but she was watching after them. It happened over a span of 14 years. The youngest, I believe, was about like 6 months old or 2 years old, something like very young. Mostly they were all of her children. One of them was a 6-week-old cousin, so that's the youngest. She obviously same triad, suffocation, and strangulation to all of her victims. She had life in prison, and I found a quote on here that said that she had been cursed and that the children would die young, which is why she killed the children. I do want to do like a really long video on this because I think it's super interesting. I kind of want to tie it into the very first person I had with his psychosis, so I think that'd be kind of cool. So next time I do a video, it's going to be really, really cool. The last person that I'm going to feature was somebody who worked alongside Charles Manson. I think that will really get you guys going because he's obviously very notorious and known for a lot of murders and leading people to do them. So if you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me on my first episode of Forensic Files. So if you want more Forensic Files, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.